Matt Meehan here for IrishBoxingCom. Chantelle, good morning. First off,
Good
hope
morning.
everything is all good. You wanted to jump on to have a chat today, so I guess the first thing to open up with is how's everything going?
Yeah, it's all good, thank you. Just same old, really.
Um, let's kind of just get into the mix. Congratulations, obviously your last time out with the win. Um,
Yeah,
just off a last performance. How did you feel?
it was a bit of a weird one because obviously I flew in on the Wednesday night, so I didn't really have much time to adjust. But I done what I had to do. I got the win, and just glad that I got to get to the fight night and actually get to fight because obviously it was touch and go with my visa. It was a bit of a nightmare, really. But I'm just glad that I got to fight.
In terms of obviously you're mandatory for the WBC. You have the interim WBC world title at your weight at the moment. Um, you've had two cracking fights with Katie Taylor. Um, what do you want for a next move?
To be honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, it's all up in the air. I'd love the trilogy, but I don't think the trilogy is going to happen. But I'll just like the belt to be vacated. If Katie doesn't want the trilogy, that's absolutely fine and fair enough. But just vacate the belt and everything can keep moving because like as boxing guys, I've done what I've had to do to get myself back in the position. It took 2 years. So now like the mandatory's been called and there's an extension and then there's another extension. It's kind of just like whatever the decision is, that's absolutely fine. But just let the division move on and get cracking again because obviously I want to be a world champion again and that doesn't matter who I fight.
Why the big push to fight Katie? Is it just kind of the third fight, or is there something more to that you feel?
Obviously, I want my redemption. I beat Katie. Katie beat me. Katie got her redemption. I never had a chance of the redemption, so I would love to put the wrongs right, and I think I would as well. But I don't think it's going to happen. So it's just something I got to live with. That I probably never will get the chance to put them wrongs right and get the win over Katie again. But if it's going to be left at 1-1, then so be it. Like my career is going to move on, and that's why I'm pushing for this world title shot because I want to be a world champion again. And it doesn't matter if I box KE or box anyone else in the division. I just want my career to be moving on because obviously I'm not no spring chicken now either. I'm getting on a bit. And when I when I see where my career is going, I want to leave the sport being a world champion. I don't want to leave the sport being an interim champion.
Just can we get your thoughts on Taylor's team requesting an extension to the WBC mandatory defense negotiations? You say there have been obviously there's been has there been any negotiations so far? Even
Yeah.
any engagement with Taylor's team?
Yeah, so I was a bit shocked to be honest. I genuinely thought Thursday it was going to be Katie Taylor's retired. She's going to vacate the belt. Not retired. She was either going to retire or vacate the belt. So I was planning for that, and I was thinking because my it was actually my manager who wanted me to do this interview to kind of like speak to you as well and be like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter who I fight next, where I go, but as long as I fight for the world title next, it generally doesn't matter who I fight. Obviously, if I fight Katie, then great, it's gonna be the third fight, and we're finally gonna finish what we got started. But with the extensions, it's kind of like there's been zero talks, so
Mm.
the fight is not going to happen. If the fight was going to happen, there would have been some kind of communication, but um, apparently I don't do the talks. My manager does all the negotiating for me and deals with my promoters and gets all that doing. So all I do is just wait to be told what's going to happen. I'm not in the negotiations. I don't know what's been said, what's not been said. I just know there's been zero talks. So there's been zero movement. So the extension, it was kind of like, what is the point in asking for an extension? Because if the trilogy was going to happen, talks would have begun, or there would have been emails going back and forth. But there's been zero. So why now for 2 weeks is uh talks going to happen when there's been plenty of time. So again, like it's not even like throwing any shade or nothing. It's just like if you don't want to fight, fine, but just vacate the belt.
In terms of the people who aren't really kind of updated with the whole like extension thing, can you just explain to obviously the people watching at the moment how that works and how kind of just the basic outlay of how those negotiations would work?
So I've been there. So I think it was January. There was a deadline with WBC, but willingly as well, there was an extension, which again it was pretty reasonable because Katie was in a massive fight with Amanda Serrano. So that's reasonable. You see why that extension was happened and the big fight happened, which was amazing for women's boxing. So yeah, that's fair enough. But this extension, I can't even explain. I don't know why there's an extension because there's been no talks. So it's kind of like the talk should have been happening. My team, Katie's team, should have been speaking about possibly a possible trilogy, um, about venues, purses, dates, etc., etc. But there's been zero talk. So the next 2 weeks again is just going to be, um, I don't know. I don't know what the next 2 weeks are going to be. Will there be talks? Won't there be talks? I generally don't know. But um, yeah, I just wasn't expecting the extension. I thought it was just going to be vacate the belt.
Some Irish fans see the poster suggesting Kate is still the number one, and the door to kind of the top of the mountain, let's say. How would you respond to that?
Yeah, I think what Kate, listen, me and Katie, we're 1-1. We've both beat each other. Like, we're never going to be friends. We're not going to pretend we're friends. But what she's done for women's boxing is absolutely amazing. And the support she gets from Ireland is incredible. There's boxers can only dream of having that kind of support. Um, I'd say, like, you got to give Clarissa the number one spot, I'd say, because she's multiple undisputed, she's undefeated, and she is a great boxer. So I'm going to say it's between Katie and Clarissa. And you could say it's hard to call one or two, but I'd definitely say it's between them two.
What has Jake Paul said about the fight? Obviously, you were with Matchroom, and then you went to Queensbury, and now you're with MVP. Obviously, Jake Paul being the head guy with Nikisa, I think it is my best knowledge. Has Jake Paul said anything about the fight?
So yeah, he said that he would fund Croke Park, which Katie deserves that shot at Croke Park. And if that's against me, against someone else, like whoever it's against, she does deserve to fight at Croke Park. And how many times have been promised to her by Matchroom? So if Katie was to retire, she's achieved what she's achieved. She's done everything. But if she's going to have one last fight, it should be at Croke Park because she's been promised it numerous times. So it would be good to see her box at Croke Park. And again, like if I had to go to Croke Park to fight Katie, then she's a champion. So I'd go, I'd willingly go. Obviously, I'm going to be booed out of the stadium again, and it's not going to be very like comfortable. But she's the champion, so it is what it is.
Um, as I've just stated there just a few seconds ago with the three moves, um, did you believe that there was kind of zero chance of the third fight happening under Eddie Hearn?
No, so before I left Eddie Hearn, um, so me and my manager had accepted all the terms. So the date was set. It was like May the 25th, back at the Free Arena. So it was done. Like I thought the trilogy was happening, and I accepted a hell of a lot less money. I accepted less money than I got paid for the first two, but it's because I wanted redemption. It wasn't about money. So there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, Chantelle's skin. Chantelle wants a payday." I'm absolutely fine. Like I'm financially secure now. It's not about money. It's the fact that I'm a fighter and I lost my belts all in one night, and I never got a chance to redeem myself and put on a better performance and get the win. So for me, I said to my managers, I don't care about the money. I just want to fight, and I'll go back there. Like it's no bother. Like Katie has the belts. I can't say, I want to box here, I want to box there. I don't have the position to do that. I've got to go where the champion is, and that was back at the Free Arena. So no, I actually thought the trilogy was happening because I was told the date. I accepted every single terms, and then it fell apart.
Katie said that you don't bring much to the table. It was in the
Yeah.
post-fight press conference after her win against Serrano. I'll just tease that out a bit more after this question, but and she said that and just my notes here that Katie you need Katie more if you get me.
Yeah, no, that's what Katie thinks. Like, I don't bring much to the table, no, but if you remember, when Katie called me out, she needed me. So Katie went on Instagram to call me out to fight for my belt, and I accepted. So Katie needed me back then, but now she's saying she doesn't need me and I bring nothing to the table. But that's because I beat Katie, Katie beat me. She doesn't want the fight. Her and her team don't want the fight. So there's going to be all excuses. And I don't have the popularity that Katie has, and I'd never say that I do because I just don't. And I've never had that kind of promotion and backing. And Katie, she's got an amazing fan base, and she's up there with the greatest of all times. But at the end of the day, like excuses are excuses. She just doesn't want to fight me because, and it's kind of being a hypocrite because saying I bring nothing to the table, but when she did beat me back in that November at the Free Arena, she stood there and her post fight interview saying about me and Kate having the trilogy for women's boxing, etc., etc. Like it's all there. You can just go back and watch it. So back then she was up for the trilogy, and now it's kind of like I'm not good enough. I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy, and that's absolutely fair enough. If that's what Katie thinks, that's absolutely fine. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be world champion again, regardless, Katie or no Katie. And if she wants to leave it 1-1, again, that's up to Katie. But the fighter in me, and I know that the fighter that I've got inside my heart is I'd never want to leave it as 1-1. Like they can pay me absolutely zilch and I'll still fight her because it's personal now. Like it's just got more personal.
It seems kind of with some of the response that it kind of doesn't really phase you at all. Has that always been the way, Chantel?
Yeah, like things don't phase me. I've got tough skin. The stuff I get online because of all sorts, like
Yeah.
at the
Just in
end of the
terms of the
day,
comments and stuff, and that,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
like at the end of the day, like I have that champion mentality and I just want to be the best I can be. And honestly, I can hands on my heart say this, I don't care about popularity. I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be the most popular in the room. I'm quiet. I like being in the background. I like having my little private life and I'm a boring person. I don't care about what people think. Like all I want to do is win fights, be the best I can be, and have money in my bank. And when I walk away from boxing, I'm going to be financially secure and look back and say, I've done everything possible I could have done, and I achieved things that nobody expected me to achieve. And I like proving people wrong, and that's what I do my whole career. So I've got tough skin, so a lot of it goes over my head, and I just try to be as respectful as I can be to people as long as they respect me. And I think my moral in boxing is stay true to myself. And if people don't like it, then I can't change people's tune. I'm not going to be fake to make people like me, but I'm going to be who I am. And sometimes that's a bad thing. Sometimes it's a good thing. It depends what kind of people are tuning in or involved or like getting engrossed in this whole back and forth and the boxing world. But at the end of the day, I would rather keep my morals about me and keep my head down, do my job. And sometimes maybe I should keep my mouth shut, but here I am.
Have you reached out to Katie's team or Katie directly to kind of gauge her thoughts about the trilogy if that's happened?
No, so I tell you what. So the first time me and Katie boxed in the first fight, so the fight number one where I beat Katie. So obviously, like fighters aside, yeah, like when you're in the ring, you don't care about someone's feelings. You don't care. Like I come there to do my job and win. And it was a shame that I had to go to Katie's homecoming to beat her because like she should have had an easier fight really at her homecoming. So about must have been about 10 days later, it was me and Jamie Moore was having a conversation and he was like, you should send her a message because I was saying like we was basically just talking. I was just basically like, God, I hope she's okay because like that was quite brutal. Your homecoming, someone comes along and you get beaten on your homecoming when it was such a massive event. It was an unbelievable night. It was a massive event, but it was Katie's night and she did lose. And then as a human being, when you put yourself in someone else's shoes, I thought, if that was me, I'd feel really shit. Like I would generally feel shit. Like it's hard enough to lose a fight, but not without that whole light on you. Like the whole like the show is about her. So I sent him a message on Instagram, just a sincere message as well. It was genuine, just like It was an honor to share the ring with you. Thank you. Um, hope you're okay. Hope your family's well. Blah blah. I can't remember the exact word. Basically, it was just like it was an honor to share the ring with you. Keep well. And that's the only communication I had. And she didn't reply, and that's fair enough. And obviously, then it's just we've both said things, and now it's just a bit more personal.
Do you think when words get said that obviously it's kind of like we see this all the time with fighters calling each other out. Like for example, I know it's very off topic about Canelo and Crawford. They've been going back for I don't know how
Yeah,
long to get to get the fight done, and um Jake Paul obviously, and the list can go on. But in short terms,
yeah.
um does that again does that annoy you, or does that kind of play into any sort of your game at all, if that makes sense?
Not at all. But like, I generally just want this fight with Katie because it's one apiece. Like, none of us can say who's the better fighter because we've both beaten each other. So that annoys me because it's kind of like whatever path we go, it's always going to be, well, who's the better fighter? Because we've both beaten each other, so we can never say who's the better. Like Katie can't say she's a better fighter than me, and I can't say I'm a better fighter than Katie. We just can't do it because we've both beaten each other. So that's the only thing that annoys me. And obviously, like again, people always say, "Oh, Katie's living rent free in my head." She is. She beat me. She took my belts, and I never got the chance to redeem myself. Where I beat Katie, and she had the chance to put that right. And that's just the way it is. And obviously, I'm always going to be annoyed, and it's always going to hang over me that I got beaten, and it was a close fight, and I lost all my belts in one night. Like it was pretty shit. Like to lose every single belt you worked hard for in one night, and then not get a chance to fight for them for what it's been like 2 years now. So that's always like gonna like bother me. But at the same time, it's every interview I have, it's always Katie. So all I can answer is what I'm being, what someone's asking me. Do you know what I mean? Like the interviewer is asking me a question about Katie, I have to answer. So I see
Yeah.
things about like, oh, I'm obsessed with Katie, blah blah.
Mm.
It's slightly correct, but it's slightly wrong because
Okay.
yeah, I want the fight, but secondly, I can only answer what I'm being asked of me,
Yeah.
and I'm always asked about it, and I probably always will until Katie retires. But all our names are always going to be linked, especially until if we do see
Mm.
who the better fighter is and finish what we started.
Um, like just again, like obviously you've been very vocal on wanting this fight, and I was scrolling through some social media comments this morning, and I've seen some comments saying that you're pushing to have this fight.
Yeah.
Kind of as I remember seeing a comment this morning and said you're kind of chasing rather than earning. How would you answer that?
I've got myself in mandatory position, so I'm not chasing. I literally the WBC, even though there's been an extension, I put Kay and her team in a corner. So it's not I've got to earn it, I've earned it. I've got myself in mandatory position. I've had my free fight since my last and I've won. And now Kay and her team are literally backed in a corner where either vacate the belt or fight me. So no, it's not about earning it. I've been doing that. And that's where I got with the WBC. I'm in a position where Kay either does have to vacate that belt or she has to fight me. So them sort of comments is people that don't actually know like the positioning of boxing and what's going on. So again, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but it's a it's incorrect.
Chantelle, on that note, really appreciate and
Thank
have a
you.
great day, and thank you so much for coming on. Really appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you.